NAGNATA is a Byron Bay-based sportswear, lifestyle, and e-commerce brand whose unique value proposition is its hybrid business model, which seamlessly knits both brand and environmental movement into garments. It adopts a slow fashion model to counter overproduction in the sports sector by promoting a culture of conscious consumerism. As such, items are marketed at a premium cost and collections are for a reason, not a season. NAGNATA's products range from $160 to $450 to account for their responsible wool sourcing and handmade production. Due to high price and limited in-store access to clothing, instantly I sourced the most pressing innovation potential lay in their consumers. When exploring expansion avenues, the forefront of my brainstorming was prioritizing environmental sustainability. An overview of the sports industry reflects a high level of fast fashion, with clothes constructed using synthetic fibers and holding an average lifespan of only 3 years. NAGNATA is unable to engage with unenvironmentally conscious consumers who opt for $20 to $50 dupes at Cotton On and H&M, quickly winding up in landfill and detrimental to our planet's health. I was further aware shoppers were drawn from a narrow pool, but majority were concentrated in online purchases due to their Byron Bay-based location and sparse in-store retailers. As a result, I selected converting e-commerce fast fashion shoppers as my innovation focus area. After browsing and adding items to cart, a large portion of consumers opt for online checkout, viewing garments pricing on face value as too exorbitant for a daily spend rather than 10+ year investment. Further, there is no token safety catch mechanism when customers go to remove items from their cart, asking them to reconsider. As a result, NAGNATA has many missed sale opportunities. Their problem? Failing to cater for the needs of the unventured, unethical consumer market, coupled with balancing their brand triage of garment price, expected lifespan, and eco-conscious movement. The result is immoral onlookers or prospective product admirers, which NAGNATA cannot turn over into spending customers. The main source of my observations were drawn from interactions with people or friends who commented when I wore their sports bras or gym shorts. I learned people's perceptions of NAGNATA revolved around it being overpriced and questioning how I could justify spending so much on activewear. I also went to the NAGNATA store when I visited Byron Bay in April this year. Going inside, I noticed many browsing customers, but only roughly a third who actually bought the clothing despite liking items. Through this, I observed an opportunity to increase the amount of spending consumers in store and subsequently online. I also collected data through an online survey sent to over 40 to 50 students across different universities, asking questions about brand perception and overall awareness of their environmental impact. Immersing myself in NAGNATA's store, I was able to experience shoppers' emotions. Before entering, many consumers felt excited to discover a unique brand and love their clothing. Yet, upon seeing and hearing about the price of clothes, people were shocked, caught off guard, and became disinterested in purchasing their items. Key perspectives centered upon justifying the value to longevity ratio of an item's lifespan and disposable budget. Consumers at the end of the day were forced to choose price above environmental impact. To further immerse myself in consumers' experience, I also purchased items online and used Google to look at other brands that had similar items at a cheaper price. I conducted interviews with 5 people from my survey. 2 had never heard of or shopped with NAGNATA, and 3 were avid fast fashion shoppers. The scope of questions I asked covered online shopping, environmental impact, and factors shoppers cared about the most when purchasing clothing. Laura had never heard of NAGNATA, and Amelia was a textbook online shopper. Amelia taught me that the prime determining factor when she was shopping is her budget as a uni student, and in other areas of her life, she limits electricity use and walks. Amelia would purchase NAGNATA as she knows it's sustainable only if items were priced lower. Laura, on the other hand, chooses to buy clothing based on her personal preference as the main important factor. She doesn't mind splurging on items if she really likes them. It makes her happy when shopping choice coincides with sustainability, but environmental impact isn't the forefront motivator in her spending decisions. Environmental benefit did provide added purchase incentive when overlapped with expensive items she liked, tipping her over to buy. Whilst Laura valued price to quality 50-50, depending on the item, and didn't mind owning a smaller wardrobe, Amelia wanted a large variety of clothes and had a high turnover rate. I combined the responses from my interviews to form my persona. Chantel is a 24-year-old education student who is time poor and loves fitness. She's often on the lookout for new clothes, needing to accumulate activewear that meets a variety of different needs from going to uni, exercising, lifestyle, and her shift work. Her disposable income for clothing is average, but she allocates a higher budget to this than other areas of her life because she has a passion for fitness and relies on these clothes for everyday wear. Majority of her hours are spent at uni, and then the time that she has left over, she picks up casual shifts at work, where she goes through lots of leggings. Chantel is usually overwhelmed and overextended, trying to achieve a personal work, uni, life balance, and online shops late at night because her hours during the day are exhausted. She cares about her carbon footprint, but this is just an added stress which she doesn't have the mental resources nor the time to actively prioritize in her daily shopping choices. Conversations held with shoppers informed mapping out the process individuals go through when looking for clothes, including setting a budget, what they consider before buying, and how they felt afterwards, dependent upon how much they spent. Consumers' needs revolved around wanting to get the most bang for their buck and being able to buy clothing they liked in their price range. Most pains and thoughts were finding items they liked at exorbitant pricing, shopping anxiety at exceeding allocated budget, and frustrations feeling ripped off if they chose to spend, or frustrated that everyday wear is so unaffordable and out of their reach. Before shopping, customers felt excited and hopeful to find new clothing they like. When shopping, customers were shocked, anxious, and confused at why activewear was priced so high. After the experience, they were frustrated and disheartened, unlikely to browse NAGNATA's clothing again. Findings from each area were amalgamated onto an empathy map, outlining the consumer activewear shopping experience. These centered around main priorities when shopping, being an item's cost above its projected environmental impact, and consumers frustrated by overpriced activewear out of their budget. Consumers live fast-paced lives and don't want to have to search for affordable exercise gear. They hear and see latest brand trends and are exposed to high levels of marketing intended to propel spending and drive fast fashion culture. They feel exasperated by the range of brand selection and want to feel confident in what they wear, being economical and good quality, with an added bonus being positive environmental impact. As they hear more about NAGNATA, they become curious and more inclined to join hype for the brand until the sudden realization of their activewear's cost. Empathy research framed my understanding of the innovation opportunity into the statement: NAGNATA must effectively sell the value economization of sustainability to consumers to achieve their overarching corporate social responsibility objective of building a regenerative future for community while simultaneously growing their consumer market in the fashion industry. How might we allow NAGNATA to retain its sustainability model and actively transfer potential buyers to buyers? How might we relay NAGNATA's sustainability to consumers by communicating direct correlation between garment price and positive long-term environmental impacts? How might we equip NAGNATA with marketing strategies to bridge gaps in consumer knowledge and nullify perceptions of inaffordability? How might we enhance NAGNATA's strategic competitive advantage in the fashion industry in lieu of fast fashion? Thank you.